Hello there everyone, how you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going into r/nosleep, and we've got 3 spooky stories for you. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, if you enjoy of course. Now, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? 911 transcript. The pretty room. 911, what's your emergency? I'm lost. You're lost? And cold. Really cold. What's your name? Brian. Brian. And how old are you, Brian? 8.5. Do you think I'd be able to talk to Mom or Dad? They're not here. I'm lost. Okay, how did you end up getting lost, Brian? I woke up here. And what does here look like, Brian? It's a dark room. Really dark. I don't know. I'm shining my phone light, but it's too dark. The floor is hard. It smells. There's a brick missing in the wall. I see grass. I think I see a red maple tree, but shadows keep blocking my sight. A red maple tree? Wow, you sure you know your trees? There are a lot of them in my town. Grandma likes them. Good work, Brian. You could still be nearby. Okay, well, let's work backwards. Perhaps you could tell me where you live? I'm not supposed to tell strangers. I know, but I need to ring your mom or dad, Brian. I need to let them know that you're okay. They'll be worrying about you. Do you know how I might be able to reach them? My name's Sarah, by the way. They're not alive anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Who looks after you? Grandma. Okay, well, how would I reach Grandma? What's her address or phone number? I don't know. Do you know the town? Oh, yeah. We live in Redacted. Well done. That's quite far away from here. But don't worry, I'll need Grandma's name to find her address. I just call her Grandma. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. What's your surname, Brian? Smith. Thank you, Brian. They're looking for her now, okay? Okay, I'm really scared. Well, it was very grown-up of you to bring us, Brian. I'm going to need you to carry on being a big boy and help me out. Okay. Starting from the beginning, what's the last thing you remember before you woke up? Were you with Grandma? No, I was walking home from school. On your own? Timmy was with me. What's Timmy's surname, Brian? Brown. Thank you. That'll really help us, Brian. You're doing a fantastic job. What happened to you and Timmy? He went around the corner and vanished. And then what happened? I spent a few minutes searching for him on Redacted. And then I heard rustling in the bushes by the road. There was a man, an old man. Do you think you'd be able to describe him? He had a black coat. Okay, anything else? I don't remember. Have you found me? I watched a show with cops who could find people through phones. We tried to triangulate the call, but we've not been able to pinpoint your location. Oh, okay. You know, it looks really windy out there. Brian, one of our officers just spoke with your grandma. She said you've been missing for 5 months. But I only just woke up. Do you remember what happened before the dark room? Do you remember any other place which you might have stayed? But I was walking home from school yesterday. Brian, you and Timmy Brown went missing 5 months ago. I want to go home. I know, Brian. I want you to come home too. Do you think you could be brave for me and look around the room with your phone? Maybe it smells. I know, but it might help us, especially if you could get a better look through that gap in the wall. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Remember, I can't see what's happening. You'll have to keep me updated as you move. I'm shining my light around me. There's a locked door on the far side. I tried opening it earlier, and the smell's getting worse. It's... Brian, are you okay? It's wearing Timmy's clothes. What do you mean, Brian? There's a skeleton on the floor, and it's wearing Timmy's clothes. Okay, stay calm, Brian. Please stay calm. Officers are searching the road on which you went missing, Brian. Are they gonna find me? Yes, Brian. And it won't take 5 months? I promise. Is there anything else in the room that might help? The gap in the wall, maybe? Would there be any way for you to escape? It's only missing 1 brick. I can't fit through there. Okay, what can you see through it? Let me get closer. I'm shining my torch. I'm too small. I can see grass and the red maple tree. Everything's so weird out there. It keeps getting really dark. What do you mean, Brian? It's hard to see things and really windy. Oh no. Brian, I have to hang up. I don't want him to find my phone. Call ends on 2/9/11/2022 at 15:39 p.m. Call on 29/11/2022 at 16:50 p.m. 911, what's your emergency? It's me. Who is this? It's Brian. Where's Sarah? 1 second, Brian. Brian, it's Sarah. Hi. Are you okay? I turned off my phone to save my battery, but I think he knows I have it. What happened, Brian? He said he knew I'd been misbehaving, and he didn't mind, but he'd have to slow the world down, and then he hurt me. He cut the skin off my feet. He made me watch as he put it over Timmy's bones. He said he's going to save my prettiness, because time is ugly. He said a little thing like me couldn't understand time, because I've not spent it. I'm scared. We're going to find you before he can hurt you again, I promise. It's been days. Where are you? You said you'd find me soon. Brian, it hasn't been days. We were just talking on the phone an hour ago. No, we weren't. I don't know why you keep making things up. Brian, you've experienced a horrible thing, and I think this room is evil, Sarah. I haven't been able to sleep. It's always light outside. Can you still see the maple tree? Yeah, but it's not windy outside anymore. It's just calm, sunny and calm, all day, every day. I don't think that's the sun, Brian, especially not at this time. It's almost night. But it's so bright out there, and I can still see it, the maple tree. Listen, officers have been scouring every inch of your hometown. They're certain they're getting close. The man in the black coat, he doesn't feed me very well. I ate a sandwich yesterday, but I'm so hungry. He said he'll keep me just about pretty enough. Brian, I've just been told something I don't quite understand, and Oh no, he's back. I can hear him. Call ends on 29/11/2022 at 16:53 p.m. Call on 29/11/2022 at 17:31 p.m. 911, what's your emergency? It hurts. Brian? He took the skin from my hands. It hurts to hold my phone. He said we still have a long ways to go to make Timmy pretty enough. Brian, I don't understand. You shouldn't be. The sun hurts so much. Why won't it set? I don't know, Brian. Responding officers uncovered a door in a woodland hollow near Redacted. It led to an underground room containing the blood-stained clothes of the two victims and decomposing bone fragments belonging to a Brian Smith. Forensics experts believe Timothy Brown remains had been removed from the scene of the crime. A phone was found in the room. Testing would confirm it to be the same device used on dispatch calls between Brian Smith and Sarah Radcliffe, ruling out the possibility of an external caller fabricating the events transcribed above. Inexplicably, though officers discovered Brian Smith's corpse at 16:47 p.m., Radcliffe continued speaking with the victim until his phone ran out of battery at 19:09 p.m. Fellow officers corroborated Radcliffe's story of the overlap between the phone calls and the body's discovery. Investigators maintain a significant interest in the suspect's frequent references to the passage of time. However, as of present date, our department has been unable to provide a rational explanation for conflicting evidence regarding the times and dates at which the events of this case took place. That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoy these spooky stories and the chills down your spine that they may have caused. If you enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Check out my playlist for Reddit content and spooky stories in this end card. I will see you all next time. Whispers in the shadows. The sinister night I almost became a host. Written by No Tradition 6625. Several years ago, in the heart of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, I experienced a nightmarish ordeal that still haunts my every thought. Today, I finally gathered the courage to share the chilling account of the time I was nearly possessed. It began on an ordinary evening when I found myself sprawled on my living room couch, engrossed in the flickering glow of the television. The world outside was quiet. The only sound was the soft hum of the air conditioner. As the clock ticked away, I succumbed to drowsiness and gradually drifted into slumber. But what followed was anything but ordinary. I awoke abruptly, overwhelmed by inexplicable pressure bearing down on me. Panic welled within as I attempted to rise from the couch. To my horror, I realized I couldn't move. I was trapped in my own body. Desperation surged, and I thrashed and fought against the invisible restraints, feeling utterly helpless. With a Herculean effort, I managed to cast the blanket aside, freeing myself from its oppressive grasp. Gasping for air, I leapt up, my heart racing, my mind reeling with fear and confusion. In the ensuing days, my life took a sinister turn. My modest 800-square-foot apartment, once a sanctuary, felt like a sinister, foreboding domain. Even when I was alone, an oppressive sensation of being constantly watched clung to me. shrouding me in paranoia and dread. The most harrowing part of this ordeal unfolded in my dreams, which quickly became intense and disturbing. In my first nightmare, I was thrust into a peculiar perspective, observing the world from a strange, otherworldly vantage point. It moved, walked, or perhaps crawled, and as it did, a chilling sense of wrongness coursed through my every fiber. The dream was uncannily vivid, an eerie mirroring of reality before I jolted myself awake. On the second night, the dream returned, but this time I found myself navigating the eerie corridors of my apartment building. The ominous presence continued its relentless approach, moving inexorably closer to the entrance of my apartment. A cold sweat drenched my trembling body, and I sprang from my bed, battling the unrelenting confusion that had become my nightly tormentor. The third night was the climax of my torment. As the dream enveloped me, I once more watched from its vantage point, my heart pounding with terror. It slithered past my kitchen and down the hall, making its way to the entrance of my apartment. With a sinking feeling, I recognized the door as my own, and knew it was only a matter of time before it reached me. The nightmare took an even darker turn as my perspective shifted once more. Now I gazed down at the creature at the other side of my apartment door. It was a shadowy, sinister, lizard-like being. I watched in a state of petrified horror as it crawled into my apartment and inched menacingly closer. My terror reached its zenith as the creature advanced onto my bed, inching closer and closer to my quivering body. I could feel its malevolence, like an icy grip on my soul, but then a glimmer of hope flickered within me. I knew this entity was pure hate, and I grasped for a lifeline of love, desperation guiding my thoughts. I repeated, love. Love will conquer hate. Summoning my every ounce of strength, I wrestled myself back into my body and reached out for my girlfriend who lay beside me. I screamed to her, "I love you." It was a desperate plea, a lifeline to reality. My fingers clamped around her arm, and with sheer determination I yanked her closer to me. In an instant I awoke, jolted from the depths of whatever twisted reality had ensnared me. My girlfriend stirred, and I clung to her, the remnants of that sinister encounter still haunting my every thought.